When you think of billionaire toys, you probably picture supercars, private jets, and massive yachts. But for the ultra-rich, those are just the basics, the starting pack. Once you have all of that, the question becomes, what else can you possibly buy that nobody else has? That's where a hidden world opens up. In this video, we're diving into the most insane billionaire toys you've never even heard of, one-off creations and experiences that make a Ferrari look like an entry-level accessory. Let's start with personal submersible yachts and deep-sea exploration pods. Owning a yacht isn't enough anymore. Some billionaires are commissioning custom mini submarines designed to launch directly from their superyacht's garage. These aren't cramped science vessels. They're luxury bubbles of glass and carbon fiber with leather seating and panoramic views of the ocean floor. Imagine descending hundreds of meters beneath the surface in total silence, watching sharks, shipwrecks, and coral reefs glide past your window, all while sipping champagne in air-conditioned comfort. This isn't a tour. It's your own private James Bond scene on demand. Next up, private movable floating villas and sea platforms. Think of them as tiny, ultra-high-tech islands that can be towed or self-propelled to different locations. These toys blend yacht engineering with villa living. Solar-powered, self-sustaining platforms with helipads, pools, and glass-walled bedrooms hovering above the water. For billionaires who want the feel of an overwater Maldives villa but don't want to share the lagoon with anyone else, these floating sanctuaries are the new frontier. They're part status symbol, part backup escape plan. Then there's the world of hyper-custom personal aircraft interiors. It's not just about owning a private jet, it's about turning that jet into a flying penthouse that no one else on Earth has. We're talking full bedrooms with king-size beds, spa-style bathrooms with showers, full-size dining areas, conference rooms, and lounge spaces with sofas and 4K big-screen TVs. Some jets are fitted with star-effect ceilings, wine cellars, and full galleys where onboard chefs can prepare multi-course meals mid-flight. The toy here isn't the jet itself, it's the completely bespoke interior, tailored down to the stitching on the leather and the exact wood grain on the walls.
Another category, private racetracks and extreme driving playgrounds. For some car-obsessed billionaires, a garage full of supercars isn't enough. They buy land, sometimes in the desert, sometimes in the countryside, and build their own track, designed by professional race engineers. Corners, long straights, skid pads, off-road sections, all custom. Add garages, pit lanes, viewing platforms, and even full timing systems, and you basically have your own private F1 circuit, where you can drive anything from hypercars to off-road trucks, with no speed limits, no rules, and no neighbors calling the police. Now let's talk about personal theme parks and adventure complexes. Some billionaires with families quietly build mini amusement parks on their estates. Roller coasters, zip lines, climbing walls, wave pools, surf simulators, and even full-scale go-kart tracks. Others go more adult and commission indoor ski slopes or simulated skydiving tunnels, all on private property. We're not talking about a trampoline in the backyard. We're talking about multi-million-dollar professionally designed installations that run year-round just for friends, family, and invited guests. One of the most discreet billionaire toys is the private museum or gallery hidden inside a residence. When you collect rare cars, art, watches, or historical artifacts, storage becomes part of the flex. So some billionaires build entire underground galleries beneath their homes or in unmarked buildings. Climate-controlled, architect-designed spaces with rotating displays, professional lighting, and sometimes even their own curators. To the outside world, the building is nothing special. Inside, it holds a collection that could rival a national museum, but only a handful of people will ever see it. We also have hyper-realistic professional simulators, not the gaming rig in someone's office, but full cockpit or racing simulators built by the same companies that train airline pilots and F1 drivers. These setups cost in the hundreds of thousands or more and can replicate real tracks, real flight paths, real aircraft behavior and weather conditions in insane detail. For a billionaire who loves aviation or motorsport but doesn't always want to deal with the risk or logistics, stepping into a professional-grade simulator in the basement is the next best thing. Then there's one of the most futuristic toys of all, personal VTOL and flying taxi prototypes. While the technology is still emerging, some ultra-wealthy early adopters are investing in and testing vertical takeoff and landing craft designed for private use, essentially flying cars or personal air taxis. In some cases, they fund the companies building them and secure early exclusive access. Imagine taking off from your yacht deck or estate lawn in a silent electric aircraft and landing directly on a skyscraper rooftop across town. That's not science fiction anymore. It's a very expensive hobby for a select few. Another wild category is extreme remote compounds wired with luxury and tech. Think private bunkers or ultra-remote eco-residences in mountains, deserts, or islands. Except instead of being dark and Spartan, they're decked out with art, fine wine, cinema rooms, and hotel-grade bedding. Some are designed as resilience retreats with their own energy, water, and food systems. To outsiders, they look like rugged outposts. Inside, they're more luxurious than most five-star hotels. And finally, one of the most insane toys isn't an object at all. It's access to custom, once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Billionaires quietly pay for private space flights, personal concerts from global superstars in their living room, closed-door museum tours at 2 a.m., or dinner on a glacier served by a Michelin-starred chef who was flown in just for the night. These experiences often cost as much as physical toys, but leave behind memories and stories that money, for most people, simply can't buy. At this level, the pattern is clear. The ultimate billionaire toys are not about logos or obvious flexes. They're about privacy, uniqueness, and control, owning things and experiences so rare that almost nobody else can even imagine them, let alone buy them. If you enjoyed this look into the most insane toys of the ultra-rich, hit like so more luxury fans can see it. Subscribe for deeper dives into the hidden world of billionaires, and share this with someone who thinks a Lamborghini is the peak of luxury. Out here, that's just the warm-up.